What is going on, everyone, and welcome to r/PettyRevenge. Now, in today's first story, this clever little brother thinks of an ingenious trick to prank his annoying younger sister. Let's see what happens. Revenge on my little sister. I was maybe 13. My little sister, a monstrous brat, was a year younger. She was also my mother's little princess who could do no wrong. My sister often used this bias to her advantage. So, my father was working out of state one summer and agreed to fly us, my mother, sister and me, to join him for a weekend. My sister got the larger of the suitcases we had available. I got the smaller one. No big deal, but then she whined to Mummy Dearest that her suitcase was too heavy. I was told it was my responsibility to carry my sister's luggage throughout the trip. My little sister smirked at me as I hauled her bag to the car. Oh, and then I had to put my own bag in the car. I stood in the driveway waiting for them because they were always the last ones to get ready. I spotted a stack of bricks off to the side of the house. My father had built a barbecue and had leftover bricks. Cue the petty revenge. I managed to get 6 bricks stuffed inside my suitcase. My sister had to carry it from the parking lot to the airport. When we disembarked, she had to carry it to the rental car, then to the hotel. This process was repeated when we flew back home. She complained each time, but to Mum's credit, she made her carry the dang suitcase because I had my hands full carrying my mum and sister's suitcases. When we arrived home and parked in the drive, good old Mum told me to carry all the suitcases inside. I said, okay, but I have to take care of something first. I then unzipped my suitcase and dumped the bricks before carrying it inside. My sister burst out in tears and demanded my mother punish me. I was threatened with all kinds of things, but I think the only thing that happened was a scolding and a few threats if I ever did anything like that in the future. Yeah, I can't lie, I love everything about this. I actually have a younger sister myself. Can't say I've ever done something to this extent, but maybe I've thought about it. Who knows? Although, to be fair, I'm probably not as clever as OP. That was very top tier, very elite. Well done. 200 IQ play. You've made it, lad. Now for our next story. Kids repeatedly try to cause car accidents and tell me they're going to tell the police it's my fault. Let me start by saying the kids had to be in their late teens or early 20s. 2 of them had tattoos, not children, but young adults that still act like kids. I am a 32-year-old woman and I work at a barricade company. The easiest way to describe it is that I'm the one that closes down the traffic lanes and makes you late to stuff. This happened 2 days ago and I hope my revenge was petty enough, but here you are. I had a lane closure that I needed to take off the road. I'm about halfway done when I get a city bus stop with 2 guys and a girl. They asked me if I could give them a ride so they don't have to take the bus. I said, sorry guys, I can't, I'm working, and continued to take the lane closure down. The girl stood up and told me, I freaking hate rude, ugly female dogs. I reply, congratulations, and keep doing my job. They keep yelling insults, but I ignore them. When I was about 300 feet away, the yelling stops, and I see the guys had gotten up and started throwing the barricades in the street into the lane that is now open for traffic to drive in. I run over and take them out of the road and explain to them if they did that again, I would call the cops. Then the girl chimed in, go ahead, female dog. It's not our fault you're so stupid you're forgetting to take them all down. I walk away, but they do it again. I called the cops and they said that they would be there ASAP. In my experience, that means about an hour. So I walk over and tell them I called the cops and stand there so they can't move the barricades again. After about 5 minutes standing there, the boys told the girl they were going to get a drink from the Circle K the bus stop was in front of. They left and she would not look at anything but her phone. Now I'm annoyed. I still have more work to do and this lane closure is still up and it's approaching rush hour. And I decided at this point, F these kids. I pulled out my pepper spray and I sprayed the handles of the barricades that they kept throwing in the street and walked about 50 foot away, waiting. The boys came out of the store, put their bags down and grabbed a barricade each and threw them in the street. But the handles were wet, so they only went on the shoulder, so I didn't go to move them immediately. I saw they then wiped their hands off on their pants, but because of the bus stop, I couldn't see everything. But about a minute later, one of the boys got up and ran into the Circle K with his hand over his eye, and the second ran in there a second later too. Nothing though seemed to be bothering him. About 10 minutes later, when they came out of the store, the cops were just showing up, and they both took off sprinting down the street and totally bailed on the girl. I talked to the cops and told them the boys ran off and the girl never touched a barricade, so she was good to go. The girl was crying though because her boyfriend left her there. Yeah, to be honest, guys, I'm not really surprised this guy ran off, forgetting his girlfriend or just, leaving her there. It sounds like the sort of person he is. I don't really understand what sort of enjoyment these guys get from doing what they're doing, just disrupting someone's day and hard work. What is the point? I don't know, but I guess I would never do something like this for no reason. Makes no sense to me, but yes, OP, great revenge, definitely deserved. Now for our third story. After 23 years of mistreatment, mum uses grandmother's sari petticoats as guinea pig bedding. I literally found out about this yesterday and I'm still laughing at my mum's pettiness. My parents have just finished up an incredibly messy divorce due to my dad having several mental illnesses that he refuses to get treated for, stealing marital money, being emotionally and financially abusive, cheating, and a plethora of other stuff. For as bad as he is, his parents, specifically his mother, are worse. The garbage my paternal grandmother has put my mum through could be its own post, or its own novel to be honest, but let me try to provide some context. We are Indian, but my parents immigrated to America after marriage and had my sister and me in the USA. My grandma kicked my mum out of the apartment after mum gave birth to me, threw her passport in her face and told her to GTFO and go back to India since she thinks she's so smart and independent. Grandma denies it ever happening now. Last year, when my grandparents visited, they stole a lot of valuable stuff from the house to make sure it wouldn't go to my mum in the divorce. They also got their green card so they could officially move here and left behind suitcases full of their clothes. My father and his parents have lived to make my mum miserable for 23 years, and she has finally gotten free. Once the house sells, we can officially go non-contact with that whole side of the family. However, we can't do that until the house sells. Now here comes the petty revenge. My mum was cleaning the house for another house showing when she found my grandparents' suitcases full of clothes. She took all of my grandmother's petticoats, used when wearing a sari, and tore them up, and we now use them as bedding for my 2 guinea pigs. Anyone who has guinea pigs know that while they are adorable, they are stinky and love to poop and pee wherever they feel like it. I know it's a tiny revenge, but it makes me so happy to know that my piggies are frolicking amongst that witch's torn petticoats, and when she finally comes back here, she won't have anything to wear. Lamau. Yeah, see, that is what this subreddit is all about, little things. I mean, realistically, in this situation, this grandma could just, go and buy some more petticoats. But how disrespectful is that to her to say, you know what, I don't just not like your clothes and not like you, I'm going to tear up your petticoats and chuck them in with my guinea pigs, who, by the way, if you haven't seen a guinea pig in real life, they absolutely stink. The level of disrespect is so good, but it's so just as well because of the trials and tribulations that you've had to go through because of this person in the past. Again, fantastic revenge. I cannot fault it at all. Only thing is, maybe go a little bit further. I don't know. Really get her to not like you. That would be my only advice. Now moving on to our fourth story. Steal my stuff, get glittered. I lived in an apartment building. As a member of the local free gifting community, we put gifts out on a regular basis for people to pick up. We had a massive front porch of the building that had plenty of space to put an entire living room set by the front corner and still move furniture in and out comfortably. Nothing resembling a tight squeeze. We made appointments with people to pick up their gifts, usually within an hour of us setting them out, so there was no issue with trash sitting out. The property manager lived in the building and assured us there was 0 issues with the gifts sitting on the porch for pickup. The gifts were almost always labelled or in paper bags with a name on them to differentiate from the free piles that people would put out with free signs. At some points, I started getting complaints that gifts were not there to pick up when I had set them out. I made sure to tighten appointment pickup times, clearly label who gifts were for, and hide things in clearly labelled bags, but they kept going missing. We had had some issues with porch pirates stealing gifts from others, so I didn't consider right away that it was someone in our building, until I noticed a pattern of what time gifts were being stolen, often within minutes of being set out if they went out at 5 PM. The rest of the gifts in the area were being stolen in the evening. I got very upset when a gift for a newborn was stolen at lunchtime, when I thought it would be safe to leave out for an hour, and decided to do something about it. I posted in the group, in case it was a member, they'd get a warning to stop, that I needed glitter to stop the porch pirates, and was gifted some in bright indigo. I wrote a note that said, "Stop stealing gifts for other people," and put it in a paper bag. I folded the bag down double, with the edge sticking out for easy pulling open, and stapled one end. Then I used the straw to funnel glitter into the fold so it would fly out everywhere when opened and stapled the other end. I labelled the bag with a highly distinctive name and set it on the porch at 4:45 p.m, with instructions to my partner that if it was still there at 10 p.m. when he got home, to bring it inside. Then I just waited. I don't know what I expected, maybe some screams or something. Anyway, 5 days later, I finally broke down and asked the property manager if anything strange had happened recently. She said, as a matter of fact, someone had called her to hire the carpet cleaner for an off-schedule cleaning because they spilled blue glitter on their carpet. As they caused the damage and used the machine and labour, they'd already paid the carpet cleaning fee. I gave her the details, that I had put a gift out full of glitter, but it disappeared immediately before my intended recipients, my partner, could get it. Because the glitter had been a consequence of them stealing from their neighbours, and there's no way to get all the glitter out of carpet, they were charged for the damages of a full carpet replacement when they left. And best yet, because theft is a violation of community agreements, their lease was terminated, so they were forced to move with 20 days notice. And just like that, all the thefts in the area stopped. We're still not sure if it was someone in the group that saw gifts and wanted them, or if they were just driving around picking up random things off people's porches. Oh, that's so annoying. I would have loved to have actually seen this person and seen their reaction. Like you said, you're expecting a scream or something like that. Would have been, top tier. But I guess, the damage is done. You did what you had to do. I can just imagine them though. Can you not just like opening the package thinking, oh, what have I got today? Gonna be another nice free gift that I've stolen, and then bang. Covered in glitter. Amazing stuff. It's so, innocent as well, but letting them know you're doing something horrible here, stealing free gifts for other people that potentially need them. That is a horrible thing to do. And yeah, honestly, I'm surprised, OP, that you didn't go one step further with this, maybe with a little bit of dog poo or something. I don't know, just my suggestion. Anyway guys, that is going to do it for this episode of r/PettyRevenge. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did and you want more Petty Revenge, then check out this video on screen right here from a few days ago. It's an absolute cracker with some more great Petty Revenge stories. Also, if you are new around here, do not forget to subscribe for daily Reddit content on my channel, and I will see you all tomorrow with a brand new upload.